accomplished quite a bit.
Yeah. I think the last time I felt the satisfaction from making a film would be on my previous film, Grim Becoming. It's put us in a position where we are no longer stressing making amateur film, and I can actually dedicate my efforts and my skills in toning into directing a good film from one end to the other. I don't think I'm jaded too much from making film in any sense, or I don't think my position on making film has changed. I enjoy the art of making film. Originally, I wanted to be an actor, so when it didn't work out. No one wanted to direct me, and when I wanted to start directing or acting, I should say, I was in a position where I didn't have the skill set to either act or direct, for that matter. So I basically put myself in that situation where I said, I'm going to force myself to direct myself. And eventually it expanded, and I found more people involved and interested in this type of art. I do like to make my cameos from time to time, but I really love the behind-the-scenes directing, because whenever you create something from words, or you start writing a word, you start from nowhere, basically. It's nothing. It's just a white piece of paper, and then you see from a white piece of paper a featured film with credits and everything else, and people are enjoying it. I think a good horror director is like being a good magician. That's what I'm trying to say. And with that, I'm excited to create as a director. Deftone and Deftone Pictures Studios, the company that we founded, or I started, is really community oriented. Okay, so I don't have to make film just for myself. And when you have somebody say, "Come on, be in a film. Let me embrace the talents that you have," I think that those our community together. And I think that with that, it excites me to create every film that I do. I've seen pros and cons. People want to get paid for things. As the bigger the productions get, people do want to get paid. And the goal eventually is to pay everybody and to really, everybody's worth something. So there has to be a way to show that. A lot of the things that I try and do is either pay on the back end, or I try and use the producers to help devise, or not devise, I should say, to create the film. There's always people wanting to do stuff, but because we are not big enough yet where we can, pay everybody, it comes down to the producers having to come out and spend their time on doing this project, or volunteers that really embrace the art and want to just create something. And there is a lot of them, but the problem that we find is there's a lot more actors. People want to act, and there's not a lot of crew. So a lot of the actors in our films end up mingling in some way with the crew elements.
Right.
It's taken me approximately, we're going into our 7th year of doing film. So I would say as Deftone. And I think it's taken me 7 years to find a really good crew. And as each film grows, our crew grows, and the talents inside that crew grows. I think with this crew, our previous film, Grim Becoming, and where we're at right now, which is 2013, I think we have one of the best crews ever. What 2014 will bring, I don't know. Probably better, because it can only get better, right?
Yeah.
I would say that. And then my relationship with Michael Sobracci.
Is he your right-hand man?
He is. Michael is my assistant. Are we talking in general, or what are we talking about here?
In general. I mean, I know he was your AD, but he also acted in.
Yeah, Mike is like almost like my wild card. You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
And when I have a good story together, and I see Mike's acting talents and abilities, I say, all right, what can I do this time? And I mean, I can take Mike and put him in almost any realm, and as long as I know what his acting abilities and talents are, I can create. And Michael has that ability to take on any form, as long as there's some guidelines. He's a great character actor. He's one of my favorite character actors, and he is considered one of my right-hand men. And I would say that a lot of our films rely on the man. I mean, each one of our films has, a core people that need to be there. And Mike is definitely somebody that's, somebody we don't want to replace ever, because he has so much talent and abilities to bring to the set.
Plus his face is very much part of Deftone.
His face is very much part of Deftone, and he holds our brand very well. Yeah, I want to say I found Michael, but he'll say different. Michael did a film in the 70s or such, and when he did the film in the 70s or such, he didn't do anything until he heard about Omnis, and one of our associates, Mark Mendola, found him and said, hey, you should come out and audition for this. He auditioned for it and nailed it. And before doing Omnis, after he already got cast, I said, let's do a practice run. Let's try to do a practice film. And that was Black Guy Rampage, Homicidal Vengeance, which is the third film in the series. And Michael got that role as Luke, which is our future film we're going to become.
So he's relatively fresh to your company.
He's relatively fresh, right? Yeah, he hasn't been there through all the trials and tribulations, but he has been there through the current trials and tribulations.
No, just based on what I saw on set of Grimm, and like his control of everything and your mutual respect.
Yeah.
Like I would have believed if you were like, oh, we've known each other since I was a kid.
Me and Mike, he's like a big father to me. You know, me and Mike, we have that connection. I think the biggest challenge is our community. There's a lot of ego issues between other directors, and trying to unite one another is a very hard thing to do. And if we were all to pull together and unite, we would be in a very good situation. We'd probably be one of the strongest areas for filmmaking. I would agree. I would say the most important thing is to bring our community together. And as long as we were able to embrace one another, I think our community would succeed. And I believe that would be very strong in the film industry and market. I think a lot of the rivalries in town that has hindered some of the community connection has done damage in that sense, yes. But I also think a lot of, we're talking just the negativity. Let's talk about the positivity. There's a lot of people that do work together really well, and there's a lot of firm filmmakers in Buffalo that can really create and really do nice pieces of art. So you got those people, and you got us working together. You know, we can be unstoppable. It's just too bad we can't unite everybody at once. There is a lot of dedication in Buffalo, and again, that's just the skill that we're a very much growing film community.
I agree.
So,
all right,
you good?
Steigert, yes.
Thanks, my man.
Thank you.